Hey everyone, this is a video on a 2004 Ford Taurus DOHC engine 3.0 liter, and I'm going to be showing you how to get off, or at least how I got off on the crankshaft pulley itself. So not the harmonic balancer, which is behind it. Normally on engines like this, or on most engines that I've seen, it's all one assembly, and for whatever Ford on this 2004 Ford Taurus has it in two pieces. So these threads here at the end thread into the harmonic balancer there, and they can be seized in, they can be very rusted in, it can just be a long time since it's been replaced, but it's all basically one assembly. So this bolt here at the end was a 16 millimeter, all one assembly. You're not trying to get this nut off first or anything, it just twists off. Only problem is that it's reverse threaded. So instead of turning right to tighten, you're turning right to loosen. So keep that in mind. The repair manual does specify that, which I don't have for you. Definitely a good thing to get though. What I ended up having to do was just block off the flywheel. There's a $100 tool that you can get. I don't know the part number for it. Again, if you Google it for this vehicle, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. You have to block off the flywheel to make sure that the engine doesn't turn. Otherwise, when you turn to try to loosen the bolt, if it's seized on there, it's just going to keep turning the engine over. So this is the oil pan right here. Give you a little perspective of where I am. Transmission pan. And then right here in where the oil pan is kind of connected, this little gap right here, I'm sticking my fingers in. You can see there's a bolt here, or screw, and one there. That holds on just a little black inspection cover for the flywheel. Mine fell off. I'm not the original owner. It may not even have came with the vehicle. But basically what you're gonna do, it gives you access to the flywheel up there. You can't see it from under the engine. Maybe if you're on a lift you could. Laying on the ground right now with my cars on jacks, I can't. I'll stick my phone up here so you can see the flywheel. You can see the teeth there. I don't think you can see what I have wedged in there. I'll show you here. You can see that little, right here. This is an Allen wrench. So you want something that's firm enough. A screwdriver would not fit in this little section. One strong enough to grab the teeth, but this worked for me. I stuck it in there and then I had an assistant just very slowly crank the engine forward until it caught, and then I got a ton of resistance, and suddenly I was able to just push. And what I did was I got my 16 millimeter on here with this major breaker bar. I just kind of dropped it down right here, and then just very slowly, I sat on the ground and just did it with my foot. I slowly just put pressure because I could get more than pushing with my arm. And then I think this is the end of like a vacuum. I didn't have a pipe on hand though, so I made my breaker bar even a little bit longer. More leverage. It's it took a lot of effort. Honestly, this has taken me a couple weekends. I have been dousing it with WD-40 and flaming it with a torch constantly, just trying to get rust and the threads ready to take it out. But basically, that's the route I took. Just make sure that you're watching. If you can't see well, if you do it my way where you're pushing it with your foot, you won't be able to see. If you can feel it slowly turning, have an assistant just look and see if both of these are turning at the same time. If they're turning at the same time, there's something wrong. You didn't block the flywheel right maybe, and I did do that once where the Allen wrench wasn't in the right spot and it wasn't stopping the engine from turning. What you want to see is this turning by itself. Then you know you can just spin it off and unthread it. And basically that's what I did. A lot of heat, a lot of torch, torching it, a lot of WD-40. I did try an air compressor with a air gun that had 450 pounds of torque on it. Basically hit it hard and it didn't move at all. So that's another method if you have someone or have a friend or have one yourself that might be able to zip it off. But that would be my advice. Just try it. If you have someone around, that makes it even better. But One thing I will show you guys to give you some perspective is how hard these are on. This is what it did to my first impact socket. Snapped it completely in half. So I was lucky to have another 16 millimeter on hand. I want to say it's because the walls, see if it'll focus, the walls here along the edges were pretty thin on this one. And my other 16 millimeter that I had, I'm not sure if it was just a stronger set or what, but they were much stronger sides, and maybe that was just a bad impact socket, or it had reached the end of its life. But basically that's what I did. Got a different video on how I got the harmonic balancer out, as well as just how to use the puller for it, so feel free to go watch that. But I hope this helps someone out. Other videos that I watched only showed people that gave up and kind of cut it off, or I don't know, just use different methods. But that's my method. I don't have any super special tools. I had to borrow a air compressor. I don't even have one myself, and that didn't even work in my case. So if you don't have major big tools and you just want to use hand tools, like Chris Fix always says, feel free to just get yourself a big breaker bar, some good impact sockets, maybe some good extensions in 1/2 drive, and then try my method. Just see what you got, and be good to have an assistant around. They can help you hold something in place so you don't strip a bolt or damage it in any way. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, or if I can help in any other way. Hope this helps someone.